We could have shipped it. Like, it wouldn't have been that hard. You know, the failure was, my personal failure was being stumped. Like, I couldn't figure out why doing episode 3 was pushing anything forward.
That was Valve CEO Gabe Newell from Valve's recently uploaded Half-Life 2 20th anniversary documentary, explaining why we never got that elusive episode 3 to conclude the story of Half-Life 2. Half-Life is not a series that Valve just pumps out for a quick cash grab. It is a vehicle that Valve whips out to showcase something innovative to the world of gaming whenever they deem necessary. Now look, Valve's got higher standards than I respect them for that, but you seeing this shit? This looks amazing. This looks incredible. We could add a gun that allows you to build ice barriers and propel yourself forward in combat. We could have had episode 3. It would have been perfect. It would have been perfect. It would have been perfect. And in 2020, 13 years after the cliffhanger episode 2 left behind, Half-Life's hour had finally come again. Oh shit. In the form of a VR exclusive prequel to Half-Life 2, Half-Life Alyx. Many people will tell you that this is the greatest VR game ever created. I'm not here to tell you that, because it's not. It's actually this ultra-realistic bar fighting simulator. God, I wish you guys could have seen my dad. Never in my 25 years of life have I ever seen him so reinvigorated, so youthful, full of spunk. You know, it was just a really therapeutic experience for him. I wish you guys could have witnessed it. It was beautiful. But as much as I can try to tell you how great VR is, all the words in the world cannot do justice conveying just how immersed I truly felt playing Alyx for myself. And until you've got a Quest or whatever other kind of VR headset strapped to your head, you're not gonna get it either. Thank you everybody so much for the support on my Hunt Down the Freeman review. You almost made it worth it. Leave a comment for a chance to be featured in the next video, and my biggest thanks of all go to my lovely patrons. Stin, Dotman, Brian, Angel, The Foe 3, Papa Noob 345, Dominic, Dominique, Kevin, Bradley, Mark, Nintendo, Micah, Devin, Sadiq, Bryce, Victor, Stank Prime, and Preppy. As I mentioned, Half-Life Alyx is a prequel to Half-Life 2, taking place 5 years before Gordon Freeman's arrival to City 17. And right off the bat, the game accomplishes 2 things. Number 1, showcases the immense scale and realism you can come to expect. I mean, just look at the Citadel currently under construction. It's nothing short of terrifying. And number 2, showcases the incredible level of interactivity you'll have at your disposal. Pretty much anything you can think of doing, yeah, you can do it. You can throw soda cans and bottles at the birds. You can fiddle with the dials and antenna on the radio. You can even write messages with markers on the windows. And best of all, feed a pet snark.
You want some not coffee? Yeah? Okay, here you go. Yay!
Oh, and real quick, I just want to apologize for the mic quality not being the best during my live reactions to stuff in-game. I could only keep the mic so close to me without accidentally hitting it repeatedly like a speed bag. And this is all just the tip of the iceberg, just 1% of the depths of interactivity and detail on display that you'll uncover. Just look at creatures such as the zombies, they're absolutely gnarly.
Oh. Stupid. 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 Stupid, stupid, stupid. Look at me, Hector. Last chance to look at me, Hector.
The barnacles are wicked looking with every little scale and tooth rendered in ridiculously high fidelity. You can pick up antlion, excuse me, leggy heads and inspect them up close. The head crabs look appetizing.
Thanksgiving turkey is served!
And then there's, of course, the poison head crabs.
Oh, fuck, god damn it. You jerk off!
There was even one point when I was fighting them and I bumped right into my fuzzy shotgun mic, and because the poison head crabs are so disgustingly prickly and hairy in this game, it felt like I actually bumped right into one of them. Genuinely sent an incalculable amount of chills down my spine.
Oh shit. Ah, oh god, ew, I touched my microphone, it's all fuzzy. Oh, I felt like I was touching this thing. Oh, fucking gross. Ugh.
As for some neat details on display that don't make me want to lose my 5 senses, you can find a book written by Dr. Kleiner.
From here to there in under a second. By Dr. Isaac Kleiner. That's cool. Oh, that's really cool. I didn't notice that my first playthrough.
This game also reveals that the healing juices used at healing stations are actually the smothered remains of antlion grubs.
There you go.
Valve's attention to detail and continuous lore building is truly unmatched. I could go on and on about every little detail I can think of, and I will as the video goes on, but for now, let's jump into the story for a bit. It kicks off with you receiving a FaceTime from Alyx's dad, Eli Vance, and his friend Russell, inventor of the world-famous Russells. Who would win? The Virgin Magnesin device? Or the Chad Russells? Eli and Russell seem to have uncovered something pretty interesting. What exactly? They don't even know yet themselves, but whatever it was, the Combine aren't happy with the idea that we know about it, because next thing you know, you and Eli are being taken away by their forces. Eli is being prepared to be shipped off to Nova Prospect, while you get in a car accident.
Alyx, you there? You've got to get moving.
Russell? I've been in an accident.
I know! I caused it, so technically not an accident.
I absolutely love Russell. So many lines of his just make me smile.
Now, pretty soon they're going to realise that your dad is not going to talk. And when that happens, he's off to have his brain sucked out.
Russell.
Potentially. Maybe not, though. I mean, they could just drill into his...
Stop.
Oh, yeah. Still your dad.
He's got so many great moments, I could make an hour-long compilation of them, but my favorite of his has to be when he goes off about the Turkey Club. Screw the construction of the pyramid, screw landing on the moon, screw the invention of the internet. He literally makes the Turkey Club sound like the greatest achievement in the history of mankind.
Alyx, have you ever had a club sandwich?
Nope, not once.
Right. To make a club sandwich, you need to start with bread. Not from a bread line, from a bakery across the street, baked that day, okay? You add tomatoes, lettuce, not vegetable paste, fresh. Then you add bacon. That's from an animal we used to call the pig. You toast the bread, and you put all that inside it.
You guys had all that? That's insane.
It is, and I'm not done. Then you add a second sandwich on top of the first one. You put ham in it, also from a pig, and turkey from an animal we used to call the turkey, and more tomato, more lettuce, and a bunch of other things I'm forgetting. It was 6 inches tall and weighed a pound, and had a dozen ingredients from 5 different continents. It was the most impossible food item you could imagine at any age before ours.
Not only do I love this dialogue just because it's funny and wholesome, but also because it genuinely does make you really take a second to appreciate something as simple as a turkey club. You don't realize all the steps that actually go into making something like that from all around the world in certain cases. It's just a reminder to be grateful for the really simple pleasures in life. Russell's also a big help to us by loading us up with equipment like a pistol.
Alyx, up here! You're going to need a gun! Don't worry, it's unloaded.
It's unloaded now!
As well as that, he also provides his aforementioned Russells, aka the gravity gloves, which are sort of like a precursor to the gravity gun, allowing you to manipulate smaller-sized objects in your vicinity from a distance. Use the Russells to pick up gun ammo, perform sick double plays.
I feel like I see something. What is that? Syringe? Oh shit, no! Oh! Double throw!
Feed barnacles some kibble.
Here, boy, you want some kibble? You want some kibble, boy?
Pick up vodka. Trust me, it's important. Or use them to scoop up resin.
Oh, no, but give it back! No!
Yeah, don't do that. Resin is very important as it's used at Combine fabricators to upgrade your weapons. To access the fabricators, you have to first hack into them with your Alyx, aka the multi-tool. This lining up the lights to unlock the fabricator puzzle is just one of the many different types of puzzles you'll solve throughout the game. You've also got these ones where you have to sync up different color combinations, power puzzles where you have to follow wires behind walls to activate or deactivate doors and elevators and whatnot, or activate sirens to get yourself fucking killed. Fuck you, Valve, you're so mean. My favorite puzzles to solve, though, are those ones at the ammo caches, because once you get the hang of them, you just zip right by the defenses in like 2 seconds. Back to the gun upgrades, though, they add some much-needed depth to your arsenal. That's not me saying the gunplay isn't good. It's phenomenal. I say that considering that Alyx is host to easily the smallest roster of weapons the franchise has ever seen, sporting only a pistol, a shotgun, and an SMG. You don't even get a melee weapon in this game, which I thought would be because you can just pick up whatever's lying around to use as a weapon, but apparently not. Kinda lame, not gonna lie. Also lame is the fact that the laser sights you can buy never worked on my guns 90% of the time, but luckily other upgrades like the different reflex sights and extended mags were fully operational and a big help. Unfortunately, I was never able to acquire the grenade launcher for the shotgun though, which is a shame because I'm sure it not only would have been a ton of fun, but also a ton of help towards the end of the game where the firefights really ramp up in intensity. What I absolutely love about the combat all throughout Alyx though, is just how much every little action matters. The combat isn't like previous games could be at times where there's waves and waves of enemies. Sure, Alyx has its share of ass-clenching moments, but it's not because of the quantity of enemies or the speed of them. Thank God there's no fast zombies in this, because I think if they were included, I actually would have died. It's because unlike previous Half-Life titles where you aim with the mouse and fire and simply hit R to reload, the act of reloading here has gone from something you didn't even think about to something that demands your attention and is an act that's more fun to perform the snappier you get with it. It's up to you to manually reload your pistol by ejecting the magazine, inserting a new one, and loading the gun again before you can hop back into a fight. The same goes for your shotgun, where you have to insert shells and quickly load back up before finishing the job, or the little Combine SMG you acquire. Sure, it's the easiest to reload, as all you've got to do is insert a power cell and that's it, but you also can't reload until your entire magazine has been emptied, which is why getting extended mags on the SMG is especially crucial. Timing and accuracy are more essential than ever to success. Every shot matters more than they ever have, so when you're able to just start popping off pistol shots successively, it feels so damn good. Or when you're able to light up the air canisters on the back of the Combine and they just explode. Oh yeah. But best of all are those close encounters where you can hear those Combine goons charging up a warhammer as they creep around a corner, and you reload just in time to blow their heads off before they can do the same to you. I ran out of breath. It's so immensely gratifying and possibly the most satisfying Half-Life gunplay has ever been. Don't get me wrong, I've always loved the action in Half-Life, but Alyx takes things up to a whole nother level of strategy, not just because of the gunplay itself, but also because of having to manually duck behind cover or desperately retreat to another room digging around for ammo or syringes before you meet your doom.
Get me in! Oh my god, close the door!
Roll all these together and you've got the most thought-provoking and rewarding combat the series has seen to date.
Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. God damn it, god damn it, god damn it. Reload, reload, reload.
Now, while the gunplay is top-notch, sometimes just moving in general can be really weird.
Oh shit, no, 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 don't do that.
By default, the movement settings are set to snapping, where when you move the left stick in whatever direction, the screen will blink and you will teleport to your desired destination, while the right stick will do the same but moves the camera towards the direction you want to look. These were the default settings because Valve wanted to mitigate motion sickness as much as possible for those who may be affected by it. I, however, am not a pussy. Yeah, that's it. So I switched to the continuous movement option ASAP, which is more like your traditional analog controls. However, even with this option enabled, there's still a teleporting option you have with the right stick where you can snap forward or downward or wherever you want to go, which can be very handy when you're in a pinch or just want to move faster because the continuous movement can be pretty slow. Again, probably to account for motion sickness. Accounting for all that, I have no issue with. It's the teleporting that gave me issues quite a few times. Because the left stick is now used to move normally, you now have to use the right stick to teleport. You know, the same stick you have to use to rotate the camera. And considering I didn't have the space to play with the full range of motion, I had to rotate the camera with the stick quite a bit to keep myself from bumping into things, because it's pretty easy to lose track of where you are in your space if you don't.
You! Come here. Ow! Fuck!
So sometimes I'd try to just rotate the camera and end up doing this.
Here we go. I just tried to turn the camera!
Very funny looking back, but frustrating in the moment for sure, and gave me a heart attack on multiple occasions. So as for the setting of the game, a majority of Alyx takes place in what is known as the Quarantine Zone. Pretty unfortunate timing on this one, huh? The QZ is a giant portion of City 17 that's been overtaken, contaminated, and infested by Zen fauna and flora.
Alright. Here we go.
Yeah. Don't go in with any hazardous environment suits or anything. Let's just raw dog it and just go dive straight in.
To state the obvious, this is all pretty fucking gnarly, and quite frankly just needs to be burned to the ground. So could you imagine my immense disappointment when I found out that they cut the Combine cremators again? Again! They would have been perfect for this area, even if they weren't interactable and you just saw them off in the distance burning shit up. It would have been so cool. But instead, we just get these generic Combine hazmat workers like they don't even do anything interesting with. Someone didn't like that opinion. But the QZ does make not just for some repulsive settings like my bathroom after gobbling down a buffalo chicken cheesesteak, but also spawns repulsive creatures, setting the stage for unique encounters like the series has never seen before.
Oh.
Yay!
Alyx Vance,
What's up, dude?
you received my message.
This is one of my favorite scenes, not just in Half-Life, but any game I've ever played. I feel like I say that at least once in every Half-Life video now, especially this one. I'm sorry, but I can't help myself. I love the Vortigons. How could you not?
So, what's a Vortigaunt doing here?
Oh my god.
Right, but I mean, in
Can I have
general.
some?
I have a brain injury.
I'm sorry,
My
Dan.
brain is injured.
That's terrible, and I hope...
This Vortigon really just said,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
I need an entire game just about the Vortigons, or maybe a game where you just play as the Vortigons. I still have to play Decay, I know, I didn't forget. Or maybe a cooking show. Perfect, a cooking show with the Vortigon.
I know, I'm sure it is.
Alyx, shut up! It's important! Look at him go, dude. Look at the way he moves with such spunk. The Vort explains that his kin have been captured by the Combine and that Alyx must free them. Alyx, selfishly, only cares about saving her dad. It's futile anyway, don't bother. So the Vort rightfully guilt trips the shit out of her.
I am severed from the vortessence. I am alone in my head.
I'm sorry. Look, if I can, if I run across your friends, I will see what I can do.
You have saved my kin.
I haven't.
As a parting gift for saving his kin, the Vort provides the last bit of help he can.
Are you done helping?
I am not. Here. Sustenance.
Yay!
I'll eat it later. Thanks for the help.
Thank you.
Will be welcome.
Thank you for sharing.
10 out of 10 scene. Chef's kiss. What's even cooler about all this is before meeting the Vort, you find all this
Floating garbage?
and these murals under a bridge highlighting the Vortigon's enslavement under the Nihilanth. Depictions of other Zen creatures like the Gonarch, the Hound Eyes, and even the Tentacles. But of course, featured most prominently at the center of it all, the one free man. Which, in retrospect, having played it before this, that's a really cool Easter egg Entropy 02 pulled off, nodding in reference to all this. I do gotta say though, while I enjoy the totally grotesque aesthetic of the QZ, it did get kinda old. The best way I can compare this in my Weezer rotted brain is that the QZ is basically equivalent to the Green Album. Oh, wait, where are you going? No, please, I promise, this will make sense, please. It's really good, but also half the songs sound the exact same, so the minute you stop listening to the album, you forget half of what you just listened to. In the same way that the QZ is a really cool setting, but half of it's also all the same stuff throughout, so in my mind, it just gets a bit fuzzy trying to pinpoint the specifics. A lot of it's just gross rooms covered in spores and subway stations. Again, don't get me wrong, there's some really cool stuff that sticks out, like the lightning dogs that can even reanimate corpses, the giant poisonous head crab den. Ugh, I get the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. And the big old train derailment. But everything else gameplay-wise here, it all just gets jumbled in my mind and I kind of forget what happens where. Oh, and there was that Jeff section, but that chapter sucked, honestly. It's not even worth talking about. There was this really awesome zoo level, though, that's been overrun by the leggies.
Leggy! Oh no, it's dead.
That's an antlion, Russell.
That's an antlion?
Yes. So you do know what antlions are.
Yes, they're leggies.
You know what? If Russell calls them the leggies, I'm calling them the leggies too, because antlion is way too tough a name for these weak fools. It's so cool being able to walk by all the different exhibits.
Little buddy found a nice place to rest. Oh god! I don't know why I didn't expect that.
As well as walk into all the different exhibits and even pick up the skulls of tigers. It feels like I'm actually at the zoo. It's unreal. Speaking of, there's also all these tiger masks lying around that you can actually wear.
Look at this. You put it on? You can actually put it on? I mean, this is really detrimental, if I'm being honest. I can't see a thing.
Oh, as if my aim wasn't bad enough. Alright, playing the rest of the game with a tiger mask.
Oh, jeez. Hold on. Got it?
Yep.
What? What the hell is this? What? Yo! What are you doing? What is this? It's the furries, man. It's always the furries.
There's even one part of the zoo where you can see some sort of fluid being extracted from the leggies and dumped into these containers, which, as I brilliantly deduced, is the same cleaning substance used throughout parts of the QZ to keep the Zen infestation from getting out of control. This is just another one of the many ways Alyx demonstrates the Combine's disregard for life in favor of ruthless efficiency. It's so great to see Zen be such an integral part of the story again, and I hope that continues with Half-Life 3. Okay, geez, it's been over 20 minutes and I've still barely scratched major plot points here. So, we've now got 3 main objectives to work towards. Number 1, rescue Eli. Number 2, figure out whatever it was that Eli and Russell seemingly discovered. And number 3, most importantly, rescue the Vortigaunts. As I mentioned a little while ago, Eli is en route to Nova Prospekt, meaning you'd have to stop the, you guessed it, train heading there, which because this is a video game goes as smooth as you'd expect it to.
Yep. Oh.
Is this supposed to come off?
That's the opposite of what it's supposed to do, Alyx.
Alyx, you've got to stop the train! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Oh shit! Oh no. Oh god. Oh god. So, did I win?
See? That wasn't so hard. Alright, time to save Eli.
What? Yo!
Alyx Vance!
Let's go!
Help! As I said I would.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Eli then reveals that whatever it was that he and Russell found appeared to be some sort of super weapon stored in a vault in the QZ that the Combine was preparing to move off-world imminently. Eli also mentions he was able to pocket a Combine data pod, so while the Vortigaunt escorts him back to the safety of Russell's hideout to decrypt it, it's up to us to make our way to the vault and find a way inside.
Stay safe, baby. I love you.
I love you too!
I love you too.
Thank you.
There's so many phenomenal character moments in Alyx, big or small. Admittedly, the story itself is pretty straightforward. I don't find as much depth in it as Half-Life 2's, for example, and it definitely doesn't expand the world the same way Half-Life 2 did, which was to be expected since this is a prequel after all, so there's only so much expansion that can be done. That's not to say that it isn't a good story, it's very good, and as we've already seen, Half-Life Alyx still finds little ways to continue to build bit by bit upon what is already an incredibly rich world. But there's one scene in particular, besides the ending of course, that really sticks out in my mind and potentially presents major ramifications for the story going forward. Eli, through decrypting that data packet, uncovered that this super weapon is not something that was constructed by the Combine, but rather something they discovered in an old apartment building in the QZ. Something so dangerous and volatile that rather than going into the building to retrieve this weapon, the Combine instead ripped the building up and built a giant vault around it. Later on, we overhear an anonymous woman chatting it up with some sort of Combine representative who eventually grabs their supervisor. A Combine advisor. Whoever this lady is whose voice we hear, she's insistent that they need to move whatever's in the vault now, or else it's going to be Black Mesa all over again. To this day, we still don't know who exactly this woman is, but it does seem that they don't answer to Dr. Breen as they claim that they are their own supervisor. Sure, Karen, keep telling yourself that. A lot of people speculate this could be Judith Mossman, but I just don't see the point in keeping this character's identity secret if it was just going to be Judith in the end. People have also done some digging on her model model to try to get a better idea of her identity, which you only see as a silhouette, but even then, I'm personally not going to put much stock into a character design that wasn't even meant to be seen to begin with. For the bare bones model we do have though, they definitely nailed that Karen vibe. This is all a long-winded way of me saying that whoever Valve has this character planned to be, I think they are an entirely new one to the franchise, and I hope we learn more about them in Half-Life 3. Because outside of, obviously, the ending, this was easily the most interesting new story beat to come from this game. Once the conversation comes to a close, Eli concludes that whatever is inside the vault must be none other than Gordon Freeman.
Once we get Gordon back, we can really get ambitious, don't you think, Russ? Maybe we can take down the Citadel.
Yeah, or maybe we can get Eli killed. After a long day of battling countless zombies, Combine, and Leggies, with the help of the Vortigaunts, we were finally able to successfully bring down the vault.
Ooh.
Yo! Oh my god! There was just one more thing that stood in our way before we could make it in there.
A Strider! Deactivated though. Whew, lucky break there. Could you imagine that thing blocking your way?
Just for that, fuck you, Russ. This was easily the most intense, horrifying section of the game. Nothing came close. I mean it, nothing. You're whipping around corners and taking cover everywhere you can as the Strider tries everything it can to obliterate you, alongside all the other Combine forces. Then you find a turret and start cranking that shit back over and over, launching grenade after grenade after grenade, until finally taking down that mechanical monstrosity. Horrifying, heart-pumping stuff that makes for a brilliant final boss before the final chapter. Once inside, you make your way through this apartment complex that seems as if it's been frozen in time and space. Certain areas have even been disoriented to the point that you end up walking along the walls and the ceiling, meanwhile the gravity around you acts completely different from your own. It makes no sense. Suddenly, you encounter a bunch of Combine soldiers and get to have your super gravity gun moment of the game, where you absorb what I assume is vortescence into your gloves, allowing you to one-hit KO everything that stands in your way. At the end of it all, you finally make it to the inner sanctum of the vault. A small chamber holds a person inside. But it doesn't take long for us to realize, unbeknownst to Alyx, that that person is no Gordon Freeman.
If they set that G-Man free, it will be the end of all of us! No! Go fuck yourself!
Gordon Freeman?
Oh
Gordon
my god.
Freeman. Miss Vance, you wouldn't need all that to imprison Gordon Freeman.
Alyx asks who the G-Man is, and he says what he is not as important as what he can offer Alyx for coming all this way. He explains his employers authorize him to nudge things in a particular direction now and again, and asks what Alyx would like nudged. Sounds a little kinky. She asks for the Combine to be moved off Earth, and G-Man says that's not just a nudge, that's a goal, and offers her something she doesn't even know she wants yet. Flash forward to that fateful day. The day Eli dies. Alyx is given a chance to rewrite the future, and she takes it. Why wouldn't she? As repayment for this favor, however,
A previous hire has been unable or unwilling to perform the tasks laid before him. We have struggled to find a suitable replacement until now.
No! I just want to go home. Send me home!
I'm afraid you misunderstand the situation, Miss Vance.
Wait! Hey, wait! Wait! Wait!
and with that, Alyx Vance has been employed by the G-Man. But, more importantly,
vital signs critical. Seek medical attention. Gordon! Gordon! Wake up, Gordon. She's gone, Gordon. She's gone. Son of a bitch, it has unforeseen consequences. I knew it. When I get my hands on him, I'm gonna get him. Right now. You got work to do.
Half-Life 3 confirmed. Probably. I said it in my episodes video, and I'll say it again here. There is no way you bring this series back the way you did if you don't intend to finish the story. And as the months have gone on since that video, it looks like I was onto something. I will admit though, I really had to sit and stew on this ending for a while, because outside of the obvious excitement of Half-Life 3 confirmed, maybe, I initially didn't know what to think of retconning Eli's death like this, and to an extent, I don't think I'll ever know exactly what to think about it until we finally get Half-Life 3 and we see how it handles the aftermath of this. But the more I've thought about it, while I still don't love the decision narratively, it does make a lot of sense in real life. If you don't know the story of Mark Laidlaw's Epistle 3, I definitely recommend you seek it out. I summarized the gist of it in my video covering Half-Life's episodes, as well as Laidlaw's Twitter account BreenGrub, and the developmental reasons as to why Valve never made Half-Life 3. So if you want a quick rundown on all of that history, check out my episodes video if you haven't already. All of this is very important info necessary to understand the schizophrenic rant I'm about to go on. In the canon world of Half-Life, we still have no idea who the G-Man is or who his employers are. A popular theory for a long while, because of BreenGrub, was the idea that the G-Man was a hatched Shu'ulathoi, but for reasons I'll get into in a minute, while that may have been the case before or was being set up to be the case, it certainly doesn't seem to be the case any longer. So again, in canon, we still don't know who or what exactly the G-Man is, but on a meta level, get it? I think it's pretty clear that the G-Man is a representative of his employers, Valve. It's genius. The G-Man can be used to facilitate any radical story changes Valve wants to make at any time, and they're able to mask these under the mysterious veil that the G-Man character operates under. This incredibly powerful figure who has the abilities to bend time itself and influence events in a godlike manner, acting as an avatar for the writers themselves, while still having his own agendas as his own separate compelling character. I initially felt Alyx's ending rendered Eli's death useless, like it made the death meaningless. But ironically, by bringing him back to life, it gives a whole new weight to his death. The G-Man has made his interest in Alyx especially clear since episode 2.
When I plucked her from Black Mesa, I acted in the face of objections that she was a mere child and of no practical use to anyone. Still, I am not one to squander my investments, and I remain confident she was worth far more than the initial appraisal.
And he was definitely right. Alyx has certainly proved her worth, showing herself to be just as capable as Gordon Freeman, while also having the obvious connection to Eli, the leader of the Resistance, the man who made peace with the Vortigaunts. Now, the G-Man getting captured at all is really interesting to think about, because on one hand, for as powerful as the G-Man is, he's been shown not to be infallible, and the Combine are pretty powerful themselves, so he may have seriously just slipped up.
Well, shit.
On the other hand, yeah, it's the fucking G-Man. He's basically God playing some 4D chess. And given Eli's reaction, this seems to be more the case. Whatever theories we want to believe on how we got to this point, what we do know is that Gordon has been kicked to the curb and that Alyx is his new pawn. Sound familiar? If you've read Epistle 3, it should. Here's where things get interesting. I think Half-Life Alyx is Episode 3. Think about it. Epistle 3 was the Episode 3 outline masked as fanfiction written and leaked by the former lead writer of Half-Life, Mark Laidlaw. Now, I know we can say that this was just a draft, a rough outline, and like Mark says himself, things change a lot during the development of a game. There's no guarantee that this is how Episode 3 truly would have turned out, but Epistle 3 was clearly released to give some form of closure to fans of the series after its ending that left fans chomping at the bit for a continuation at the time of Epistle 3's release for 10 years. So there is definitely a certain level of validity to it, especially considering Mark says himself he regrets releasing it because it caused so many problems for the people at Valve. Of course, in Alyx, there is no Borealis, there is no Gordon Freeman on a collision course with a Dyson sphere. The key here is the fate of Alyx and the G-Man. At this point, as you will no doubt be unsurprised to hear, a certain sinister figure appeared in the form of that sneering trickster, G-Man. For once, he appeared not to me, but to Alyx Vance. Alyx had not seen the cryptical schoolmaster since childhood, but she recognized him instantly. "Come along with me now. We've got places to be and things to do," said G-Man, and Alyx acquiesced. She followed the strange gray man out of the Borealis, out of our reality. For me, there was no convenient door held open, only a snicker and a sideways glance. I was left alone, riding the weaponized research vessel into the heart of a Combine world. The lead up to both endings may be radically different, but at the core of both, Alyx and Episode 3 end the same. They end with the G-Man firing Gordon and hiring Alyx. And, as an added bonus, Eli is brought back to life. This ending now sweeps the clutter that is the Episode 2 ending under the rug and severs ties with Laidlaw's vision of the series going forward, as the writers have created their own Epistle 3 here by wrapping up the Half-Life 2 story the way it seemed to be heading without putting Gordon into purgatory. And on top of all that, while Breen Grubb seemed to possibly be implying that the G-Man was potentially a Hatch-Shawulathoi, I think this was all a way of honoring Laidlaw's ideas, but ultimately moving past them from this point on. This now leaves Valve with a clean slate to finally get to work on a brand new story with Half-Life 3. As much as I want it, I can only imagine how much people who've been fans of this series for more than a year must be feeling, knowing that we are potentially closer than ever to finally getting a full-fledged continuation to the Half-Life franchise. And for your guys' sake especially, I really hope Half-Life 3 comes out soon. Oh, and please, since we don't know what happened to Russell, can we please have a trio of Gordon, Eli, and Russell for Half-Life 3 somehow. I just know Russell trying to banter with Gordon and failing would be hilarious. And you know what? Screw it. Throw Barney in there too. Oh, and don't forget Captain Roosevelt. All right, another video in the books. To close things off, I just want to sincerely thank Valve for creating such an absolute masterpiece of a series from the beginning until now.
Don't think you're getting out of this one so easily, Mr. Jarhead. There's one teensy detail you neglected to mention.
Oh, there you are. It's about time you showed up. Whatever happened to that ominous warning you gave me about knowing when I should be covering this?
Well, I must admit it is quite an unforeseen turn of events to see you making this video so soon after the last Half-Life video. I figured I would need to nudge you a bit more with that greasy, fatty, disgusting food you like so much because you're a dumb, stupid animal. And on the off chance that after my proposition you still said no, which that's a big off chance, I would have to proceed to do this.
I know Jeff is the whole reason you gave me this, because you get a real kick out of my suffering. What you couldn't foresee is that I saved myself a little souvenir while I was in there. And now, this dumb, stupid animal is gonna nudge you out of existence.
Well, shit.
Goodbye, J-Man. Well, I guess all that Jeff torment I went through was worth it if it meant getting rid of that miserable prick. And I got free Five Guys. Well, enjoy the Jeff stuff, guys, because, I sure didn't. I mentioned in my Half-Life 2 review that the first time I stepped foot into Ravenholm, I knew I was walking into something special. When I stepped foot into the distillery, I knew I was in for yet another treat.
There's definitely a bunch of old bottles in here. Does alcohol go bad?
It only improves. It's all good, Alyx.
Russell, you're breaking up.
The vodka is good, Alyx. The vodka is good.
Ravenholm was scary, sure, but this literally gave me nightmares. The chapter begins as you meet the scavenger who's been strung up by a barnacle. You do the dumbass a favor and set him free, and Larry here repays the favor by telling you everything he knows about Jeff.
Thanks.
What the hell was that?
Oh, that's Jeff.
Jeff?
Oh, don't worry. You can't see. Here's justified. No, got an ear ring. I'm sorry.
Who?
Jeff, if that was even his real name, volunteered to work in the quarantine zone for the Combine, as evidenced by the hazmat suit he sports, which can be found on other Combine workers throughout the game. However, his hazmat suit wasn't enough to protect him from whatever went horribly wrong. He contracted some sort of infection or virus. His entire body had become swollen and disfigured, toxic spores sprouting from his back, and most notably, his head can be seen splitting into a sort of Venus flytrap, which from above makes him literally look like a dickhead. He can't see, but he hears everything. And if he hears you, you're fucked. Like any good horror section, stealth is paramount to your survival.
Holy shit. This is a straight up horror section, dude.
Our first order of business was to get over to that wheel to crank the door open ahead.
Oh, don't do that! It's good, Jeff. Fuck you, Jeff! Fucker! Shit! How do I distract him for that long? That's it! I gotta lure him in here! Of course!
In my panic-ridden state, I somehow seemingly forgot that I have two hands.
I gotta close the door, close the door. No, close it! Close it! Come back! Close the fucking... God damn it! Close it! Please! Alyx, you dumbass! Jesus Christ. Why couldn't you do that the first time?
Because you needed to use two hands, you fucking idiot.
No! What are you doing?
I finally got the door open and raced to the elevator to call it down, which obviously didn't work. That was to be expected. This was not.
Oh, are you... You gotta be shitting me! You gotta be shitting me! Ain't no fucking way! Nuh-uh!
So, of course, you know what this means. It's time for some goddamn electrical puzzles. The typical run the wires through the wall bullshit.
This is gonna turn on the power and open the door somehow, isn't it?
Close. But worse.
Wait a second. No. Don't tell me I have to go back in there. That's exactly what I gotta do, isn't it? Oh my god. This is diabolical. This is pure evil. Okay, Jeff. I've given you a chance to calm down. I think you can come out of timeout.
I eventually got the elevator powered back up again without accidentally also setting off the siren in the freezer. Valve, you guys are such assholes.
No! You stupid siren! You goddamn ratted me out!
But of course, just my luck. I snuck inside the half-open elevator, and when I got it powered up, Jeff made his way inside as well.
Oh my god, he's stuck in here with me.
You then have to very quietly walk up right next to Jeff and hit the elevator button to go to the next floor. I hate it. I hated this part so much! But what came next, I hated the most of all. You now need to find 3 batteries to open this giant door in the ground that leads to the zoo. And you need to grab the 3 batteries while Jeff patrols the entire room. The first battery wasn't so bad to grab, though ladders continued to prove themselves to be the greatest Half-Life enemy.
Oh my god, get me up, please. Please, can I get up? Get up! Ugh. Me too.
The second battery was in another small room nearby that's been barricaded from the other side with a chair. So you have to very carefully move the chair without making any noise. I'm sure you could tell by now that I don't have a fight or flight response. I just freeze. Once I finally got in the room quietly, I retrieved the second battery, no problem. No issues whatsoever.
You motherfuckers. Go away!
The third and final battery was the biggest pain in the ass to get though, as it was locked behind another wheel-operated door where the wheel was already severed from the door, so you had to slowly remove it from this rail, make sure you're not clonking it all over the place to alert Jeff, and then you have to slowly turn it and try to grab the battery without alerting Jeff.
I was so close.
Oh yeah, you already know I was saving my game every 15 seconds. I have no shame about that. What matters is that I finally got the third battery and I could finally get the hell out of here.
Get up! Get up! Get up! You fucking idiot!
Well, I shit out my own spine after all that, but it was worth it to be finally done with Jeff. Oh my fucking god, that's it! Get in the fucking bin!
Get fucked, Jeff! You piece of shit! Fuck you! Fuck you, Jeff! Eat shit! That's what I'm talking about! That's what it's all about! Get fucked, Jeff! I haven't felt so alive in years because of your death! Oh yeah. Oh!
Oh my god, Jeff, are you okay?
Oh, poor Jeff. Oh shit.
If it wasn't clear enough how this section made me feel, let me put it to you like this. Jeff exhibited the most pure, evil, absolutely diabolical game design I've ever had the displeasure of playing through. It feels like Valve is literally trolling you for a majority of the section. For as much as I hated playing through it though, in my mind there is no denying that not only is it far and away the best part of this game, but arguably the best chapter in the entire Half-Life franchise. Maybe that's a video discussion for another time. I just want to take the time to sincerely thank Valve for creating such an absolute masterpiece of a series from the beginning until now. Half-Life for me at the start of this year was a franchise that was off in the distance, abstract, seemed interesting, you know, just like a cool set of games, and ended up becoming something so much more important, not just to the life of this channel, but to me personally. Half-Life has expanded my mind, my view, my philosophy on video games like I never thought possible. Half-Life taught me to take the extra moment to appreciate every little detail you come across, every little detail you can dig up. Valve, it is incredibly apparent in every detail, big or small, just how much love and passion you pour into this series with every entry. I don't take any of it for granted, one bit. Thank you for all your hard work.
Half-Life represents a tool we have and promises made to customers to capitalize on innovation and opportunities to build game experiences that haven't been involved previously. And I think that there are no shortage of those opportunities facing us as an industry right now.